Hello YouTube! In my New Year's resolution video, I said that I was wanting to read more books this year, and I thought that I would challenge myself to read a new book every month and maybe do a vlog series talking about each of those books. So this is the first video for that. Throughout January, I have read Scrappy Little Nobody by Anna Kendrick, and I'm going to be talking about that today. If you're new here, hello, my name is Tori Cyclic. I make new videos every Sunday for Cyclic Sunday, as well as some other videos that are going to be coming during the week in the later weeks as well. You can subscribe to me down below to become a part of the Cyclic Sunday vlogs and to see what else is going on this channel. Like this video down below as well if you're enjoying what you're seeing, and also you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram in the description at tss6295. Alright, let's get into the video. I was reading Scrappy Little Nobody while I was waiting at a lot of auditions this month, so it's been really nice to be reading about someone else's experiences working in theater and in film while I'm trying to be seen in an audition room. But the way that Anna Kendrick talks about it is very honest and truthful. She's not trying to sugarcoat anything, and she just shows that Hollywood life really is not as glamorous as you think it is, which I'm really appreciating because sometimes I feel like celebrities try to make it seem like everything is perfect in the world of Hollywood and in theater and in other film, but it's really not. Anna Kendrick's writing style really reminds me of how Hazel Grace Lancaster is written in The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. She's very witty and sardonic, but also very truthful and vulnerable about a lot of things that have happened in her career. Anna Kendrick talks a lot about her first theater experiences in the first few chapters of the book, which for me I relate to so much because she's talking about like the joy of being on stage for the first time and doing her first production and all the memories she has now from it. And I really enjoy those because I'm thinking back on those times of my life now as I'm trying to work professionally and remembering why I enjoy doing theater so much. And that's a big part of what she talks about in the book, is that doing theater at that age really made it such a huge love for her that she wanted to keep doing it. The chapter Jaded Old Chorus Girl is one of my favorites in the book because it's when Anna Kendrick talks about working in the production of High Society when she was 12 years old. She talks a lot about the audition process, and reading that whole section of it, it just stressed me out thinking about go through the whole process of it, and that the casting directors were like, you need to bring other shoes in to look more professional, and she's like, I'm 12 years old and living with my brother at a hotel right now. It just made me laugh so hard. I was just like, this is what the Broadway story is. Like, you don't expect it to happen and you don't know what's gonna happen, and then all of these things go wrong in the audition process and then you get the job, and that's exactly what happened for Anna Kendrick. My favorite section of this chapter on page 29, if you happen to have the book, gets me a little bit teared up and emotional just because it makes me think about how I want or hope that my parents feel the first time I'm on Broadway. But it's when Anna Kendrick talks about her parents waiting outside the stage door in the alley behind the theater to go pick her up after the show. And it says, the first time my mom came to visit, my dad snuck her into the alley just outside the stage door and told her to listen. They're almost done, that's the curtain call music. He leaned a little closer to the door and held up a finger. They listened quietly, suddenly applause swelled. That's for her. My mom burst into tears. It just makes me think about the fact that her parents never really realized how much she wanted to do theater until that moment, and that they saw all of this come to fruition even by literally not even seeing her on stage. They just heard the audience's appreciation for it. Ooh. I did not think I would start crying while I was talking about that. There were a lot of times while I was reading this book where I was like, I'm getting emotional reading about this because it's making me think about my whole process of working in theater and trying to get a job and how frustrating it can be. But seeing someone do it successfully as well as from a young age, it's very inspiring. Another section of the book that I really like that talks about like the realization of work put into the career and seeing yourself really become successful for the first time is on page 50, when she talks about seeing herself for the first time in the movie Camp when it was presented at the Sundance Film Festival. That section of the book, when I read that, I was like, oh my god. This is how I feel like I'm gonna feel the first time I see my name in a movie, because you don't expect to see your own name listed in a film even though you know you did it and created the work and did everything for that. But then when you see it actually come to fruition and it's yourself, that's like the weirdest thing in the world. That section of the book really made me think about the emotions of that situation and how it's gonna feel when it happens and when I achieve what I want to achieve in my career. I really related to the moving to LA chapter in the book because Anna Kendrick talks about going to LA for the first time and just kind of packing up and leaving. She just went, no, I'm gonna go to LA and start my career. Reading this chapter, I was like, oh man, Anna Kendrick, you are just pulling at my heartstrings about feeling like you don't belong in the city where you want to be, and be working, but you have to find where you do belong. Page 80 is another section where Anna Kendrick talks about like audition type stuff, so I'm gonna read that section. That year, Felicity Huffman won an award for her work in Transamerica and said something in her acceptance speech I held on to for years. The second time I didn't work for a year, I gave up any dream that looked like this. It knocked me sideways. This undeniably talented woman went years without getting a job, not because she wasn't good, but because sometimes you just have to pass an endurance test. I worried that luck and timing and opportunity and my little frame and goofy face might never align at the right moments, but for all the inexorable insecurities that live inside my head, I knew what I was capable of. I just had to be patient. This is the main thing that I am thinking about in every audition that I go to. I am trying to just be patient and wait for my chance. All those things that go on in your head that you worry about in an audition, you just have to be patient and hope that at some point the stars are going to align and work out correctly. This is everything that I think about in an audition just said in a book. Anna Kendrick! Oh my god! I really loved reading the chapter about Twilight because I always forget that Anna Kendrick was in Twilight. It wasn't as glamorous as everybody thinks it was. It was very interesting to read about all of that stuff with the filming process of it. I really love Anna Kendrick's perspective on Hollywood throughout the book because it's very refreshing about how overwhelming and scary the world of Hollywood can be. It's not glamorous and glitzy all the time, and she talks about that very honestly. I'm going to read a section on page 216 which really resonated with me about like watching career stuff come to fruition, and she's talking about Lady Gaga performing at an award show. So she says, watching Lady Gaga's parents watch Lady Gaga nail a musical tribute to Julie Andrews was extraordinary. When Miss Andrews herself joined their daughter on stage, their pride almost took solid form next to me. With that, it's all about the pride of showing your parents what you can do in your career, and that's really resonating with me throughout the book because there's just so much that you want to prove to your parents and to yourself throughout your career in whatever career you're doing because you want to show that you can have success. So that is all I have to say about Scrappy Little Nobody by Anna Kendrick. I most definitely recommend this book, especially if you're an actor. I recommend this book because it's good to read a different perspective on the world of theater and the world of film, and Anna Kendrick has a great perspective on that world. Definitely go read this book. Like this video down below and comment with how you feel about this book if you've read it as well, and with any other book recommendations you can leave in the comments below. You can watch my latest video over here and subscribe over here as well. Follow me down below in the description at tss6295. Thank you so much for watching DFTBA, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!